Welcome to TRS Clips, where you'll find happiness through your own curiosity. In my eyes, and based on what I hear around me, a lot of the people who watch you for your directness. You're very direct. You're very upfront. That's one of your identities in the world, including the famous speech and all that happened recently. My first thought when I was watching that speech was, all these other white people in the room, did they come up and diss you after? Like, what happened once the cameras went off?
Before and after.
On your face?
So, okay, first of all, let me say that this speech is from last summer. And I have been into public speaking for a very long time. I have been on the stage, I've been a journalist, I've been an anchor. I can do it. But on that day at Oxford University, I felt pressure and tension.
First time in your career?
I wouldn't say the first time, because you've been in typical situations, but it should not have been a tense moment. It was a debate in a college campus.
The vibe was bad?
It was borderline hostile. And it was not a nice feeling, because I felt that the audience had very strong preconceived notions about India. And when people against the motion exaggerated India's problems or made completely baseless remarks, some of them actually said that I'm speaking here, you should listen to all the speeches. I'm speaking here at a risk. And my family is worried that when I land in India, I will be arrested for saying what I'm saying. It's been a year. Who's been arrested? And when they said these things, there were claps and cheers. And then here I am giving data and facts on India's progress, and there is pin drop silence. And the most disheartening part of it was that the people maligning India are your fellow Indians who are standing. You don't have to agree with everything that's happening in your country. Within a family, you have disputes. You debate, you disagree. But are you going to go to a foreign university and some of these people are members of parliament, they are associated with political parties? It's quite sad, And I figured that day that, by the way, we lost the debate. But if you have to win a debate there in such a setting, or if you have to find people who will cheer you, you will have to take an anti-India line. You will have to say bad things about your country.
If anyone is extremely pro-Modi or extremely anti-Modi, I always look at that situation with a bit of social media algorithms at play.
Yeah, and in settings like these, you're basically told that if you're not saying something anti, I wouldn't even say Modi, your country, then you're not a true journalist. To be a true journalist, you have to diss India. How does that work?
Because as of now, the Western Bloc is the most powerful from a soft power perspective. What we spoke about a little earlier.
They control the narrative, yes.
I mean, I've wondered the same thing. The whole Veer Das speech was controversial. And for some reason, I'm also a poster boy of being very, very pro-BJP and pro-Modi. My angle on human beings, and this is after doing 700 podcasts, is that if you have very, very strong opinions about something, then are you even ready for a conversation? And my other angle is that no matter what your opinions are, no matter how anti-BJP or anti-Modi you are, don't diss India on a global stage. It's the equivalent of scoring an own goal in football or like a purpose misfield in cricket, which shouldn't happen. I think that's your national duty. That's how I look at my role as an Indian on a world stage.
I mean, you could argue that it was a debate at the end of the day and they had to present their side. But there's a way to do it. And I would say that every Indian outside of India is India's brand ambassador.
Yeah.
Right? So you can't make baseless claims
you are negatively affecting the soft power of your own motherland when you diss India on a global stage. At least talk about it in a more nuanced manner than blindly saying, oh, I'm going to get arrested for what I'm saying, this, that.
I think it stems from something else also. It stems from the fact that for whatever you do, and this is the again the battlefield here and the independence that we got in 1947 versus the independence that some of our fellow citizens are still seeking mentally from colonial powers. You still need validation for your systems from the West. You still need them to say that, yes, this is right and this is wrong. This is a perfect democracy. This is not a perfect democracy. This is freedom of speech and this is not freedom of speech. I've been saying this for many days now. On American campuses, on European campuses, there have been protests. You should look at the pictures. Have you seen the pictures? These are cops in full military riot gear, cracking down on students who've set up tents. In Europe, they actually had a bulldozer, trying to break up a protest. Had this happened in Delhi or Dhaka, there would have been endless lectures on how these governments are draconian, they're not respecting poor students' freedom of speech. But when it happens in Europe, and I'm not supporting the protesters, they have to know where their limits are. But that is true for all protesters everywhere. You can protest only within what your law permits. When you block highways in India, then it's supposed to be a protest for a righteous cause. But when you block highways in Canada, police will come and beat you up, and that should be okay because you are affecting law and order. How do these double standards work? Because the West is telling us what is right and what is wrong, and some people here believe that that is the way it should be. That is what I'm challenging.
Hey, if you enjoyed today's clip, make sure you check out all the other clips we've uploaded on this channel. You'll find a clip related to almost every single topic as long as you're willing to search for it.